what's up, everybody?
Hey.
New year, new
Hey.
haircut.
Woohoo!
Jake is coming in,
Look
fresh,
at that.
so fresh, so
Yes.
clean. Jake, how's
He's
it feel?
buzzed.
Well, fresh. Yeah, I see what you
Looks
did
fresh. Looks fresh.
I like it.
First, yeah, I mean,
Cheers.
I do too. I think anyone who could pull off the buzz cut. Technically, is that a buzz cut? Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure.
It's not a flat top.
It's a shepherd's buzz. That's what I've been calling it.
Okay.
Shepherd's
Anyone who
buzz.
could pull that off and not look like they just joined the military or, some sort of
Well,
prison, penal
My
colony,
body type and,
what have
and
you.
general demeanor is what lets you know I'm not in the military. The
okay,
inability to
gotcha.
picture me doing a push-up successfully is
I see.
really
First show of the
Oh,
year, and we have a guest, Adrienne Vixen.
Yep.
Adrienne, hello. How's
Hello.
it going?
Hello.
Hello.
It's going
Uh,
very well. Thanks for
Hello,
having me.
Adrienne.
I don't know if you need an introduction to most of the chat, but go ahead, introduce yourself. Where can we see your content on a regular basis?
So, hi everyone. I normally stream on Twitch, and I stream every single day, 8 days a
Wowza.
week. Oh yeah, for
A lot of
yeah, all of them, and it's kind of a random schedule. So, but I typically do a morning stream and then like an evening night stream, but it just depends on what I have going on. But yeah, I stream every day
Whoa.
and
Wow.
multiple times.
No.
Yes.
That's a lot of work.
It
is.
I go on Twitch and I'm like, yep, there she is. It's pretty good. Especially the late night stuff. Like
Oh.
sometimes after my show, it's like midnight, and I'm like, they're all here. This is great. I really appreciate those late night streams.
It's cozy.
Post midnight happy hour going on.
Something like that.
So
Now,
what is
midnight where, though?
everyone? Oh, East Coast.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
I don't know where anybody is really. I know.
Happy New Year.
I think we're all on the East Coast, right?
the turmeric tea.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I am.
I'm- I'm
Is there anybody
yellow.
not East Coast on screen? What time zone?
Not for long will you be on screen. I'm just kidding.
Canceled immediately. No, I'm in Central. Stuck
Okay.
in the
Okay,
stuck
fair
in the Midwest.
All right. So it's 9:00 there.
Correct.
All right.
Speaking
She's got an hour
speaking of
after we're done. Yeah.
speaking of time, do you know what time it is when an elephant sits on a fence?
Oh, starting early.
Time for a new
No.
fence.
I was gonna say, time to get the hell out of there.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No,
I'll try-
Happy
I'll
New
try and
Year,
show some-
guys.
Restraint.
Ah.
Yeah, so it is
What's-
the new year.
Yeah.
How is it off to a good start for everyone?
Yeah, over here.
Let's go around the room.
Andrea with the
Face.
pen in the hair.
How's it look? Like it's going?
Andrea, let's start with you, Andrea.
Well, I had a resolution to go to sleep at a reasonable time every day of the year. And just this morning, I realized that's impossible because of this whole thing. So, there you go.
Good job, team.
Is sleep overrated or what?
Sleep is
No.
underrated?
No, yeah, not at all.
Yeah, it's
Sleep
pretty
is
good.
necessary.
Sleep
Yeah.
is good.
Sleep is not a luxury.
Yeah, but turmeric tea is. God.
What does
Sounds
turmeric
delicious.
taste like?
Yeah.
It does not. That's a lie. It's
It's-
a
it's,
kind lie.
It tastes sort of ginger-like.
Tastes like
And it-
yeah,
and it's making my teeth and my tongue completely yellow.
yellow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a
I've never
powder,
had that
but it's
before.
got all kinds of good stuff in it. Yeah, somebody turned me onto it, and that and this other mushroom stuff. But unfortunately, the side effects are you look like alien tongue.
I got into that colloidal silver kick for a little bit.
No, that turns you blue. Don't do that.
I know. My
What's
lips
that?
started turning blue.
Don't do it. It's not good for you. It's what the
I know,
Reverend, who used to
this-
sell that Reverend
This was
one of the
years
right
ago.
Yeah.
Now I learned. I have learned.
Good.
My friend made it herself. Like she had a distill machine and like
Really?
was making it. Yeah, she really believed
Is
in the
it a drug?
benefits. It's distilled silver that's
You're
like
putting
mixed
metal in
down.
yourself.
Yeah, you're ingesting pure metal. So, I'm hardcore.
Does it
You
get
can
you high?
Oh, you
Smurf
learned. Yeah,
yourself,
Bob. Hey,
I'm
Bob
told.
Carmody. Jim Baker,
Hey.
that's who it was.
Yes, I did. I did de-smurf myself.
You live and learn.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're all here, right?
There was a podcast that touched on that. You guys ever listen to Sawbones from one of the McElroy brothers and his wife, who's a doctor? So it's really more from his wife, but I don't remember her name. Basically, it just
Misogyny
they were
on
just
display.
yeah. But they were basically just talking about how like anytime you see a product listed as being able to do a bunch of things, that's just snake oil. And ever since I heard that, like there have been so many things where I'm like, oh, I don't need to look this up. This person is saying it does 20 contradictory things. I know what it is, and I say all this to say colloidal silver skipped me. I didn't clock that. It seemed like when people were first talking about it, even me being smug and thinking like I saw Sawbones. It seemed like it would be an interesting, I don't know.
I feel like I'm a
Tonic.
weird supplement freak, and I know a bunch of obscure shit. I've never heard of this one.
Yeah, this one is. You don't want to.
Yeah.
Good
This
that
is
you
some
haven't.
weird ass shit. You're drinking silver and turning blue. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yes.
Literally.
Well, that's the thing, is it actually does something. That's what threw me.
Yeah, it does something very, very apparently.
But like
I mean,
so much of it's just like
my friend was like, take
statistically-
it every day. Take it if you're sick. Give it to your dog. Like,
Is your
I'm
friend still alive?
Without liver disease? Odd. I don't know.
I mean, back in the day, somebody could have been singing the praises of lemons, and we would have, and people would have laughed at them until we got into piracy and found out, no, scurvy's a thing. I'm just saying, it's a
Lemons are
it's a
beneficial.
reasonable.
You never know.
I love eating
Yeah.
lemon rinds.
What the f***'s the matter with you?
I'm like, I
That's all
believe
right.
that. Yeah.
Why lemon?
not?
Is this?
because the vitamin C is concentrated in the rind.
And it's
There's
got a lot of
stuff.
healthy stuff, and it's
Mhm.
mostly fiber. So it really gets you cleaned out.
Can put that in your food processor. She does. Andrea did
You
the
don't process
cooking
it.
with
No,
the.
no.
Oh, you
just-
can. You like it just
Just
whole?
eating lemon rinds, huh?
Well, not frequently, but like once every couple weeks, I'll eat or lime. Whichever one I
Oh
have
my
on here.
goodness.
Adrienne, would you take a whack at a lemon rind?
No.
No.
I feel like
Fair.
yeah.
Smashed up.
I mean,
Maybe if you like sautéed it. I don't know.
yeah,
No,
like
I'm sorry.
baked it down or something. I don't know. Put some sugar on it.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah, I'm like, now it's like candy.
You could put some sugar on a sewer
Yeah.
grate though, and I'd try that for sure.
Oh,
I'm here for the sugar.
it's got to be a song in there somewhere. I'm here for the sugar.
That does sound like a crooner type song. Yeah.
Oh,
We can
Well,
write it.
yeah.
Once
Okay.
once you consume an entire lemon, the zest is history.
That was well done too. I'm so angry.
Yeah.
That was very well done.
Andrea's like, later. I'm done with
We
this.
got a good. No, we got a good crowd. I'm looking.
Um,
The gang's all here in the chats.
I think that people who are like, "Oh, you're supposed to just eat onions like apples because it's good for you," are how'd
I've
you
done
find
that.
that out? How'd you
I've
find
done
it
that.
out though? Who was
I
the
used
first
to
person
do
to go?
onion speed runs.
Maybe
I
it
used
is
to
good for you.
speed run eating onions.
But you heard somebody told you to do it. Who's the first person to try that? What
Me.
were they
I
thinking?
didn't. No one told me. I just tried it. I ate them
You
like that
just
when I was
were
a
like,
kid. That's
My
exactly
buddy
correct.
Dane ate one to shame me once upon a time. I
Really?
complained about getting a big chunk of onion at a restaurant. They gave me like half an onion. I'm like, what do I need with this? And he just picked it up and ate it. I could do nothing but watch and hang my head in sorrow.
But I ate an entire
started
onion
there.
in about like 58 seconds before.
What?
That's my
Were you in an
personal-
onion eating contest?
No, I just did
That's
it on a
mad.
live stream like a loser.
And what was your physical effect eating it so fast?
Pretty hard to eat that fast, to be honest, but you just power through. I mean,
Like those dudes in the hot dog eating contests.
there's no core, right? So you don't have to be worried about biting into something and breaking your teeth. You just go in.
Oh, good. That's what I was worried about was the core.
Well, I mean, like, you know, if you're doing like speed eating any kind of thing, if it's got a core, it's
Fair.
a problem.
Fair.
I'm
Fair
done
enough.
with this tea.
I eat raw garlic.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Raw garlic is
can't.
great.
I've
It
tried.
lowers your blood
I
pressure.
grow it.
It
Eat
thins
it.
your blood as well. So if you've got thick blood or you're prone to clots, garlic helps prevent blood clots.
If you have vampire
and,
neighbors,
I should stop there before the snake oil kicks in. You know, that's two benefits. It wakes you up. One of my things I used to do is I used to peel, or I used to like get like a clove and I would leave it on the counter. So when I would wake up, I would just peel it and eat it, and it wakes you up. You know, like coffee. Coffee's fine. Garlic.
I like coffee. Yeah, well, garlic it's an amazing thing. And it's cool to grow. It's great to mix with different foods. Well, you love to cook, Andrea, so you know about all of these seasonings. Do you cook, Adrienne?
No.
Well, then you have to watch Andrea when she starts back with her Cooking with the Bitch show.
I
She
would
made
love
some pretty good
to.
stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, I'm embarrassing her, but good
Oh.
stuff. Good stuff.
no. Adrienne famously eats all of her meals raw. Doesn't matter what it is.
No, so like I worked in food service for over 10 years.
My condolences.
Thank you. I mean it made me pretty much unable to work now because I suffered from peripheral neuropathy.
Ouch.
So thank you.
Oh, honey.
So I can't work on my feet anymore, and it's like all I know is waiting tables and making sandwiches.
Yep.
So as
Yep.
far as like getting into cooking, it's never been something I've been able to do. Just I think because I'm used to just like when you work at a restaurant, you just eat whatever you can as fast as you can.
Yeah.
You never get to sit down and have a meal. So I'm like
Yeah.
I'm not used to that. And then it's like also like just the idea of like really getting passionate about food. I'm like meh. But
Well, yeah, after 10 years of being in
Understandable.
the industry and seeing it. ugh.
maybe in
Yeah.
like another 2 years, maybe I'll get, but then again with the neuropathy, it's also difficult to stand
To
and
stand.
cook. So
Have you seen The
Yeah.
Bear?
I'm sorry you suffer.
thank you. The bear? What's the bear?
It's a television
Well, I know
show
it. So
about
do a lot of our
restaurant.
viewers. Oh, sorry.
I
I
didn't
highly
like
recommend it. It's one of the best shows since Better Call Saul. Let me tell you,
Really?
The bear. All right.
it's great.
it. It's a little too
I like-
stressy.
Better Call
Have you
Saul
seen it?
more than Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen
I'd
it.
be curious to see this.
Better
now.
Call Saul is much better than Breaking Bad. Like, it's no contest. I mean, I'm down to derail the whole show here. It's like, the greater than symbol, 15 of those, in text format. It's that much better. The Bear's
was,
pretty good too. It's not as good as those guys.
I was a saute cook for a long time. I feel like people could learn a lot from, like, you graduate high school. I'm not saying that we should do this, but if you were like, you need some, I don't even know what to call it. It's not boot camp, but like, let's say just for example, you graduate high school and then you go work in a restaurant kitchen, a good one, right? You learn safety, like how to work over open flames with sharp objects, right? So there's some first aid involved. You learn how to follow instructions, like a recipe, not just measuring ingredients and preparing the ingredients and like what it takes to maintain like expiration dates and that kind of stuff and freshness. But then you learn cooking time. You have different dishes that take different times to cook. Like, let's say you have a rare steak and then something is deep fried, right? You got to start those at different times. You can't leave it under the heat lamp too long or it'll continue to cook. There's all this stuff. There's people are like, oh, and can you change it this way? Can you add this and subtract it? There's a lot to learn, and it's being part of a team. So it's like you get this variety of skill all in this one job, and you got to clean up after yourself, right?
Very well articulated, Matt.
I think there's a lot to be learned for that, because people are like, oh, kids these days, they should go to military boot camp. What? That's insane.
Yeah,
Let's learn how to kill, right?
When you work at a restaurant, they call it unskilled labor.
And that's far from it.
Yeah.
It's
and it pays horribly.
Who calls it unskilled labor? Some Washington Post columnist fucking douchewag?
It's the way they do the demographics with jobs. I mean, it's
skilled jobs that need training,
mm-hmm.
Or a certificate.
All those words are bullshit. It's just to funnel people into the college industrial complex.
It's just to make money. Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
Because you can learn just as much by hands-on, like Matt was saying.
And cooking is a life skill. They don't want you to be able to cook, because if you can, all of a sudden you don't need to spend $30 a day on Mickey D's, So
yeah, I even learned how to do it completely hammered. Because
restaurants will teach you that too.
I cut my fingers off. I try not to do that.
We had
I've served many
shrimp.
chef a beer.
Yeah. Chefs ruled the whole place. It was amazing. I was like, wow, they'll do anything we say. Well, I need more beer, please. It was fun.
Like, what kind? Sure, I'll even buy it.
Yeah. It was
keep the cooks happy. You keep the cooks happy.
Have you seen the film Dinner Rush, Letterhack?
Yeah. Yeah. Who's in that?
That's a banger. There's a bunch of people whose names I don't know because I've never seen them in anything else.
Is it French?
Danny Aiello. I don't know how to. I've never known how to say his name.
Right. Yeah,
Aiello,
from 2000.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't mind to answer.
I gotta
question.
revisit. I gotta revisit that.
This character does it all the time.
What was that horror movie about
that horror
famous
movie?
chef?
I need to go
Came out relatively recently, right after
The Menu. The Menu, right?
I think it was The Menu. I think you're right.
Yeah, that was good.
All this is just to say, Andrea, I think you would enjoy it.
I gotta check it out.
I don't like about
Menu. Thank you, Matt.
What I don't like about The Bear is that they made it. Okay, did you ever see the movie FM? This is going back.
I have not.
It was just it. Here's what I want. I want more movies and TV shows that take place behind the scenes at Saturday Night Live, or I don't know, in a kitchen, a restaurant kitchen, where there's no story except the shift starts. Here's everything that happens. The shift is over. Go home.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't care what the fuck they do at home. I don't want their family calling them saying, "Oh, by the way, here's some more drama." No, just give me the work. I want to work.
Sounds
thing.
like documentaries would be up your alley. You ever heard of that genre?
But there has to be some story.
Live
so it's
kitchen.
So it's
there's no story and some story at the same time. This sounds like snake oil to me.
My
get
first night
ripped to shreds for this, but Waiting is basically that. It's a raunchy comedy, but it's awesome for that reason. It's
perfect.
Yeah.
It's a perfect restaurant movie.
It really is.
My first night in a restaurant, they actually called me in a day early on Father's Day for brunch because the dishwasher didn't show up. So I'm supposed to be cooking, and they're like, "We just need you to do dishes. Come in." And I was like, "Okay, Sunday brunch. That's an experience." Ugh. Father's Day, yikes. And so here we are, right?
Yikes.
The sous chef is doing whippets over in the corner. People are so mad they're throwing hot plates around. Then they're like, Matt, help out on the grill. And I was like, help out on the grill? Like, okay. So I'm like, okay, what are we
Not
doing?
even supposed to be here today.
Yeah, and exactly.
Good pull.
And
by the way, buddy.
the guy on the grill is like 21 Black & Decker salesmen just came in for brunch and they want steaks. And I had to cook 21 steaks, like New York strips, like 14-ounce New York strips. And I was
They gotta
like,
be
okay.
done
It
right.
was, but like,
Damn.
8 hours later, a great movie. There's so much
There's a
shit that
little-
happened. People got fired. People got hired. There were major injuries. It was wild. I don't know. Anyway, I think that stuff.
But
was
yeah, that's
ridiculous.
essentially what
injuries.
waiting is like a
Yeah,
shift
see
at a
that then.
restaurant. Yeah, if you haven't seen Waiting and you have any restaurant experience, you have to see. It's
I'm going to.
one I
haven't
would
seen
highly
it.
recommend. Yeah, but it is a
Cathartic.
little raunchy and it's a little dated.
Yes, on both counts.
So bear that in mind. But
But
still
it
recommend.
nails. Like, you can tell. Obviously, these are actors, but and writers. But like, you could tell the people who made it lived it at one point.
Oh yeah,
There's
it's so accurate. They're doing whippets in the walk-in, like
Despising
spoil
the
the rest of it.
customers.
I've
Yeah.
never done whippets. So I didn't know this was
Somebody-
so popular.
Somebody handed me an apple
Yep.
and said, "Can you make a bowl out of this?" And I was like, "Yes." It was wild.
A bowl?
All right,
So-
steak,
Like-
medium rare, well done.
For
Like
smoking,
like an-
apple bowl.
Were whippets
Okay.
amyl nitrate?
yeah.
Is that amyl nitrate? You get a headache?
I
Yeah.
think
It's
I
laughing
think so.
gas.
I
It's
never.
Eventually.
nitrous.
Well,
It's
that okay.
nitrous
There's different
oxide.
things. There's nitrous oxide, and then there was that amyl nitrate. That was a
Whippets
huge
are-
thing
No,
back in the
'cause-
day in
yeah.
New York. Oh my God, you got a headache like crazy. Then you
Is it
got
like
high.
Fast and Furious? Is it anything like that?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
There
Time has
is-
come and gone, but the bucket list thing I want to do is Quaaludes, man.
No, they're Quaaludes.
Kick it
Jake,
like
we'll
it's
do
the
it one
80s.
day. We'll do it one day.
You
There's a
just gotta
sequel to
buy
Waiting.
off some,
Why are
like,
they legal
pharmaceutical
anywhere on the
expert, you know?
planet?
I'm like, you can still.
Quaaludes?
They still make those?
I don't think so.
You
I
gotta hire
genuinely
a
don't.
chemist. You gotta hire
Methaqualone.
experts. you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
And I'd
some-
need to get like a scumbag stockbroker to taste test and be like, "Is this authentic? Is this for real?
God.
Okay, cool."
Oh, this is funny. Now I'm starting to think of like the kid that made acid in his basement during high school, and he was a chemist.
You knew some wild kids.
Stop talking about my
South
high school
Africa.
days.
They were big. They were big there.
That
Apparently,
was
South
Matt's-
Africa, you can get Quaaludes.
Oh, she just looked
Oh,
it up.
fun.
Look at that.
No,
man.
someone in chat
Oh.
told me.
Okay.
Ah.
Read
you
chat.
have
on
this-
a
And
trip
always
to South
rely on the
Adrian, do
chat.
you have this multi-streaming onto Twitch too?
I do, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We got it on my
Smack.
Twitch, we got it on my YouTube, and then all y'all's lovely channels.
Do you use Restream or a
Um,
different one?
so I use Streamlabs Ultra, which has a multi-streaming function for now.
Yeah.
You have to
but
pay for that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well,
You
I-
can't. Mine
I
just
found
came
out
out
a
with
free
it.
way to do multi-streaming. So, if you have OBS, there's a plugin you can download that
Mhm.
will send it to 2 RTMPs, and it's free.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
So, just throwing that out there. I was using that
Really?
with the fucking Letterhack when we're doing a War on Christmas stream.
That's perfect. But no, through StreamYards, it's actually just streaming to both of my locations,
Right.
no problem.
Ecamm
so-
just came out with that. I haven't used theirs because they say it uses more bandwidth than Restream. And then last 2 shows, Restream hasn't even been restreaming. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Restream
Guys,
seems
I
a
don't-
little buggy. Sorry. We're
It
getting
can
tech
be.
talk.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
can. I don't think I can get behind this movie Waiting because the sequel is called Still Waiting.
Ah,
It's kind of irritating the shit out of me.
Don't see the sequel. The sequel's
ba-doom-boom. Still
I mean,
waiting.
as
And
someone-
then
sequel
there's a
doesn't
third
even
one
count.
called And We're Still Waiting.
That's a great sequel name. Now I want to see the sequel and not the original at this point.
Damn.
I don't think I
Okay.
ever saw the sequel, or maybe I did once, but it's not. It doesn't count.
Discord movie night.
we don't have the
I
time
think we
or
gotta do
the world events that will permit us to do this for a very long time. But someday I would love to do like a marathon let's watch of all just straight to video sequels of otherwise good movies, just to see how far they've fallen.
Wrong Turn 5.
Wrong Turn 5? Okay. Son of the
Mighty
Mask?
Ducks 6 or
To answer
Any
that chat
action
question, by the way,
franchise?
just before I forget, just like look up OBS multi-stream plugin. I'm sure you'll find it. I don't remember the name. It's some Japanese website, but you can just do like a translate page on it.
Oh, that makes me a lot more nervous, but okay.
Okay, direct to video sequels. Bambi 2. I wasn't expecting
Bambi's
that.
Revenge, sure.
Why was there never a sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey?
There was. There was.
John Lithgow.
There was?
Surely.
I
There
didn't.
must
I don't
2010.
remember it. Get
Yeah,
out of here! Really?
2010.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
with,
it. My memory's fried.
John
yeah,
Lithgow.
Roy Schreiber. Yeah.
Really? Okay, I'm going to find that one. I
would
must have
love
seen
it.
it.
If the
Yeah, there
plot
were,
is
like,
just a
12
guy
books.
writing up a report on
I
what
just don't
happened.
remember it.
And at what point did you become a space baby? Okay, and what is a space baby?
Yeah, Bob said it. The
Fantastic.
year we made contact. Okay, Bob. Thank you, Bob Converty,
Ah.
for saying that. I completely forgot that, and I'm sure I saw it. The memory banks, Andrea, they change. They do. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I don't know.
Fucking-
I
I was
think-
gonna say
Workaround,
hot
which
takes,
is-
but more like dumb takes in the chat. If you don't like 2001, I'm sorry. Low IQ. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry.
I think weren't they talking about the actual year? Like in reality, 2001 did suck.
Well,
The movie was
sure.
fine.
Why? What happened?
What
Nothing
didn't?
major.
So we kind of stopped short of going around the room seeing how everyone's New Year is going. Do we need to keep doing that? Was that too
I
gimmicky?
think so.
No,
No, we should do that.
Mine's been
Who hasn't
boring.
talked about their New Year?
I'll go.
boring.
Boom.
Go ahead.
Mine
Adrian,
wasn't.
tell us about it.
Well, let's hear it.
I mean,
on
well,
now.
okay, my actual my actual New Year's Eve was chill. I streamed. We had a really good party on my stream. So that was really fun. But over like this last week I've been moving. So
Oh boy.
yeah, so like we moved like Friday of last week was like the first like day, and it's been like the truck was too small to take everything, and then my sibling had to work all weekend, and like it's me and my mom, and I'm disabled and she's elderly. So we've just been in kind of a standstill, and like it's been really hectic, but like I was able to like put up some soundproofing because this was like so echoey, throw
It
up some
looks good.
string lights, and
Good
I was
on
just
you,
like
man.
I'm like, I'm ready.
Moving is one of the most stressful activities humans go through.
Yeah,
It
and I
really
had
is.
to like set up my computer. I've gone through. This is now the third monitor
Mm-mm. Not fun.
because there were tech problems with the other two. So
Now,
But we're
fixable
here.
things, or are you down 2 monitors?
one I just didn't have the correct cord for. The other one needs replacing, but it's still within the time frame. I think I can take it back
Good.
because it's brand new. It's brand fucking new.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
good
yeah.
luck.
You gotta
I hope
try.
you
It was my New Year's present. I got a new
Aw.
computer for New Year's.
That's
Then you're
nice.
definitely in the window of return. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like they say I have till the 13th to take it back. So
Excellent.
it's just a matter of them being agreeable and not being like, well, you got it at this store and you're
Oh.
taking it. So they say you can take it back to
Yeah.
either store, but I'm worried they're gonna blame me for any like they'll be like, well, if it's damaged,
Don't say anything.
No, I'm
You
not
say
gonna.
this is how it came.
Exactly.
Plugged it in, don't work.
Yeah,
And
I don't
that's
know what-
isn't that what happened?
It's exactly what
So
happened.
there you go.
I have no idea how it broke.
There you go. There you go. Ah,
I'm digging
I-
2024 so far, but I do not trust it.
Same.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, this
that's a
It's
year's
good
got
way to
big.
put that.
It's got big like love bomb energy.
Oh man, this is going to
It
be the
does?
worst year of everyone's lives. This is
I'm
gonna be
sorry.
so bad.
This year is
It's going to be
going to be
horrendous. It's going to be
hot.
hell on earth. It's going
Sorry
to be
about my-
depressing.
Yeah,
It's gonna
I'm with
be,
Andrea.
It's going to be awful.
Yeah,
It's going to be
I'm going to smile
inspiring.
through it.
It's going to
When
be
I say love bomb, I don't mean that in a positive way. A love bomb is when somebody was like toxic and
Oh,
shows
yeah.
you
Yeah.
Oh,
massive
love
like
bomb that way.
affection
Yeah.
in the beginning.
Narcissistic love
I'm just not
bomb.
getting the love part of it. Bomb, maybe.
No, you have to understand narcissist language. Love bombing, what it really
It-
is.
No,
It
I,
should
not
I'm
really
familiar. I'm just saying I don't see 2024 giving me any of that. Nah, there's no attempt to come
Have the
at me
first
like a
3
pal.
days been okay for you?
No.
Oh, well then, sorry.
I've been sober this whole year so far.
Annoyingly,
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be hot. And depending on where you are, we're in an El Nino. So if we don't have enough moisture, we're going to have more heat. I know that's happening. I can
Yeah,
tell.
the snow is
you.
gone. There's no fucking snow. What is this bullshit?
Yeah, no snow.
Yell at the weather guys. It's their fault.
I hate that guy.
Which ones?
I hate 'em too.
Meteorologists
All
or
All of them. Just yell at them. Tell them, we want our old shit back.
my father-in-law
snow.
hates our local guy. I'm like, why do you watch him? And he goes, because I like everyone else on this channel.
Yeah.
He's like, he
No,
he
I get it,
lies.
though.
And I'm like, what does he benefit from lying? Why would he
He
lie?
could just be bad. He could just be incompetent. That happens.
I mean, I'm sure
or
he's
the weather.
getting it from somebody else, and he
Yeah.
just
Exactly. I was gonna say I don't think he's like writing his own weather reports. Maybe.
And then there's the question: Is he genuinely a meteorologist, or is he just a
it's.
weatherman?
But it's like in
they're
in
hiring
South Carolina, it's either raining or not. It's not going to get that cold.
Those are two
Go.
things.
So I mean, it's not much to talk about. I
At
don't
this
know.
point, couldn't you just like pull up an app on your phone and be like, okay, now I know what the weather is, and I'll repeat what I've just read 10 seconds ago in front of this camera.
Oh,
Rain
no.
today.
Not in Buffalo. You got to have the weather
Well, people
people.
watch TV because they used to watch TV and like, oh, doing something new, that can't happen to me. So they're watching this fucking antiquated television show of some guys going like, yes, and it's gonna rain, and then they do the thing on the screen where like it's like 3 milliseconds delayed or whatever. So every time they swipe it, like it's all fucked up and it looks ugly. I don't. Why do people
Door gets
watch
all
TV news? I really just like blows my fucking mind.
I
know
don't
we
have
need-
that kind of TV.
You know what?
Just have the internet.
We have like independent online media for everything, but like
Yeah.
a literal weatherman or weather.
No, we have that
person.
too. I've got a
Well,
meteorologist
who?
right on my team, Nicholas Humphrey.
No, is he's coming
Whoa.
on every day giving the
No,
Weather Channel
but
version of
Joe, there's
See,
Joe
that's
and
what we
Joe
need.
Weather. Okay, there's these two old dudes from New York, Joe and Joe's Weather, and Joe Siafi. He lives in North Carolina now. I watch them every day. They do the weather, all the weather charts. They do not
Link.
they don't cross
Linker
the
didn't
line.
happen.
Yeah, but they don't cross the line. They don't talk about climate change, and it's hilarious. They've got deniers in their chat, a lot of old
But
farts.
they say
it's very
gonna
funny.
It's going to be humid, and we have a cold front coming in, and then if you
Yeah,
look
and
over
they talk
on
about
the
the
West
troughs.
Coast today,
They do all that.
they talk about the
You know,
troughs.
and they show weather maps, and they bitch and moan a lot about how everybody is saying there's winter's over, and they're funny as hell. They're
Let me
so
just throw
funny.
something at you.
You gotta
Start
link me
yet,
up.
and it's
I
already
know,
over?
but that's what he was yelling at the chat because people in the chat were saying, "Well, winter's over because we don't have any snow yet. It's El Nino year, and it's a lot different this year."
I welcome you all to steal this idea. Matt, I thought this is what you were going to say. Local news has not started being an online thing in earnestness. There's local news stations that post their stuff online,
right
but they don't.
after.
It's like pulling teeth to get the station heads to put any sort of funding in it at all. To that end, there's a gap in the market, and local news has existed through radio, television, and the internet. It's going the need will be there. If you were to start just doing stories about your area, I bet you would find a surprisingly large audience. Just going to float that out there. If you ever get curious,
I
you ever got
think-
a lack of content, talk about your neck of the woods.
Well, I did with the Great Lakes.
That's
I
awesome.
loved that show.
Yes,
Great Lakes ice and snow.
perked my ears up.
Yeah, it was fun. A lot of nerdy
Hey.
stuff, but it was fun.
Did you
Good
guys?
one.
I don't know if you watched my interview today, but I interviewed a guy who is doing this project called Atlas of Surveillance. Did you hear about this or maybe see it in the interview? He has an interactive map. They've got about 6,000 of the 18,000 police departments across the country. And they're making an interactive map. We could pull it up now. You go to your town or whatever and click on it, see if they've mapped it yet, and they'll tell you exactly what kind of surveillance they have. There's academic reports, links to the police station where they usually like have pictures of like drones that they use and stuff like that. It's pretty wild.
Dude,
You
You can
should
see
pull
if
it
they
up.
have like license plate recognition in your neck of the woods. Should I? Is it okay?
Yes.
Adrian, do you care?
I don't
I'm
care.
asking the guest. Okay.
No.
It's your show.
Well, it's our show.
that sounds like a resounding yes to me.
I thought this
All
was
right,
Jake's show. What the fuck?
Very few things are Jake's show, including Jake's show.
Okay, I'll
I'll
bring
try
it
to
up.
type.
So here, hopefully this works because there's 5 of us, so I don't want anyone to get clipped.
That's hey,
happen.
I'm your clip guy. So, oh, there you go.
Clip me. I'll go
Okay.
brush my tongue.
Are we all there?
Michigan's super surveilled. I don't care for that.
Ooh.
So look at the.
Wow.
Do you want to look something
Spaghetti-o.
up? Should we look somewhere up? Anyone want to recommend a place?
Yeah,
So,
Buffalo.
Go ahead and
it's all
click that
face
use
recognition.
current location button for me, buddy. I just, I'm curious.
No, don't out himself.
Oh, we
That-
can.
we
I
don't
don't.
do
I already
that.
looked. There's nothing in my town.
Okay, Buffalo.
So okay, yeah. It looks like they haven't really. Here's one.
Yeah, right
haven't
where
really been
I
in
got
this
stopped
area.
and searched and accused of being a drug buyer in my daughter's neighborhood in 2018. Oh my God!
So
and they
check it out.
planted
They've
a
got
glass pipe in my truck. Literally.
Cheektowaga.
Yeah,
They
that's
have-
where the fuckers.
Automated license plate readers.
Yeah, it's Cheektowaga, right on the border, asshole.
So it links up to their page where they talk about, or an article
that.
talks about it locally.
Yeah, look at this.
Got
right.
any other ones? Whoops. Anybody else?
St. Louis.
Ooh,
A little bit.
Let's
ooh
see.
boy.
A little bit.
So they've
seeing
got body
dots.
worn cams.
That's
What
fine.
else? Yeah.
Drones.
I mean, that's
Oh, it
not
just
bad.
went down. They're abandoning ship.
They're onto us.
They've got the license plate recognition, drones.
Well, and it's interesting because St.
Ooh.
Louis is it's like on the border of Illinois and Missouri, so you're gonna have different laws for each area. So it's interesting
Yeah.
to see the divide.
They've got
Damn.
so,
All right, so how do you feel about this, gang? Like the Ring partnership, I assume Ring gives feed of the cameras to the man.
Absolutely.
I've got Ring.
Yeah, if you have that shit, I would highly recommend to just get rid of it as soon as possible. Because, like, they basically have government contracts and they will sell your data and your feeds to anyone who actually gives them money. So it's like if a corporation wants to fuck with you, they can just, like, pay them off and then to get, like, a live feed of your house. It's creepy as shit.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't trust any of that. I don't trust Ring cameras at all. Mm-mm.
and
Well,
yet, I
Suppose
mean,
that my house is boring. But
I was gonna say you live in kind of a woodsy area. I could see the benefit to having that. I'm not thrilled with the surveillancing.
I would just
I don't
recommend
like that the
getting a
government has
local
access.
machine with a
Well,
camera
I turned
setup.
them off.
Yeah.
At times they're not on Wi-Fi, and I have a private network, and I
Okay.
Oh.
try, and I also don't contract with Ring to keep my shit.
There you go.
I don't do that.
There it
I
is.
just have the cameras, and I keep it or delete them.
Hardware only.
Okay, hold on.
No.
Let me catch up. So if you have a Ring camera, that works against you?
Well, I would think, though, wouldn't you think, even though with all that surveillance, wouldn't you think they would have to have some kind of, not a subpoena, what is it
Warrant.
called?
Warrant?
Something to be able to do
Yeah.
this.
There's no such thing
Yeah,
as
that's not that
warrants
hard to
in
get.
Or
2024.
people are mass. Well, they are. I believe that people are using things nefariously, of course. However, there's a lot of aggregated stuff. I don't think there's one person particularly sitting there and looking at it all. But they use it if there's an act committed, a crime, then they'll go back and pull the tapes.
I
Or
read an
if
article
you-
about someone who there was like they were accused of a crime and the police accessed their Ring camera and said, "Hey, we noticed you weren't home tonight. That's evidence. Goodbye." And then so you
Well, I
just
don't
have
know.
to
I'd have to look up the
argue yeah, I wasn't at home. Am I allowed to not leave my house? Is that, And it's like, where did they get this footage of you not being at home? And then it turns out it was just like one of those camera companies. I don't know if it was Ring specifically, but I know
Yeah.
that they all.
Well, I think you have to
that shit?
contract, upload your shit to them if they keep it. I don't know because I delete everything. And my house is boring,
We might need to
Sometimes
work
there's
on
deer. Amish guy go right by. I mean, it's boring.
That
mean,
is
I have a
lovely,
dog.
and that's kind of what they're there for. Go ahead, Adrienne.
I was just gonna say, like, the thing I worry about more is being like surveilled for like the things I say.
Right.
Mm.
Not necessarily what's going on in my house, but I'm like the activism that I do online. So
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, I would be too if I mean, I understand. I guess
Yeah.
I
so that's
do it.
that's where my trepidation comes from.
Yeah.
It's just being a public figure and like saying the things we say about some of the topics we talk about. I'm like, it definitely can pique ears that might not have otherwise been listening.
When I was
Yeah,
doing
well,
protest stuff a couple years
throw 'em in
ago, I
jail.
remember I would have cops constantly like walk up to me and said, "Hey, I love your show,"
Oh,
in like the most
That's
sarcastic
weird.
tone imaginable.
It sucks.
Yeah, I just never responded. So
well, I think where I don't think many people know and care out here.
My concern
now.
is not what the government is currently doing with them. It's the amount of power the government would have potentially. Because as we have seen multiple times now, you get the wrong government and they have the ability to do something, and the only reason they haven't been doing it is they haven't had permission. Suddenly they'll give themselves permission. That's what freaks me out. And we saw this with the Patriot Act, for example. We had all these cell phones with all this ability to monitor us in
Yeah.
our pockets, and we didn't mind that they had this ability because nobody was monitoring us. And then all of a sudden they were. It's no good. No
Well,
bueno.
what groups are out there that are activists that have their eyes on this particular issue? Because there's always an activist group for pretty much everything. So there must be a surveillance state.
I think
I hope
group.
so.
I think the Electronic Frontier Foundation, the people that sponsor or that run that project for Atlas surveillance, I think that's part of their.
Alright.
That's part of their role. I was thinking about this recently. You know how like our taxes go to weapons manufacturing and then they sell those weapons to somewhere else who modifies them and sells them to somebody else. And I'm like, okay, well, hold on, back up though. The American taxpayer, and I know I'm oversimplifying, but the American taxpayer pays for weapons to be manufactured in defense and then we sell them. Where's my return on investment? Where's that money even go?
Yeah,
Because I
it
know
went
you're
to the
not selling them
pothole.
for, but they're not selling them for cost, right?
No, it's all for. I mean, that's the military-industrial
It's like-
complex. That's what it
Yeah,
does.
that's what I mean.
That's why the war machine keeps churning.
But like
Our American
um,
jobs.
a few
Gotta
days
work
ago,
for
there
Boeing
was
out there in the West.
like right on the last day of December, for the second time of December, the Biden administration bypassed Congress to approve an emergency weapons sale to Israel.
Yeah,
And
this was-
and Israel, the overwhelming majority of their military equipment is manufactured in the United States and sold to them and then modified over there.
Yep.
Which we know they product test on Palestinians, right? And then sell it off. And get this. I just made note of this because I looked this up. This is from Al Jazeera, November 2023. A report from Amnesty International in 2019 noted that the whole process by which Israel sells arms is shrouded in secrecy with no documentation of sales. One cannot know when these arms were sold, by which company, and how many, and so on. Amnesty found that Israeli companies exported weapons which reached their destination after a series of transactions, thereby skirting international monitoring.
So who are they
Why are
selling
we-
weapons to?
Well, why
Everybody
the fuck are
but
we
all
giving them the
countries
weapons
are.
to...
To sell
Those
if
are-
they're
those-
doing that? Who knows?
Those weapons were... And I hate that I'm sitting here going, those are our weapons. Because my point is we shouldn't be making weapons, but like...
Is that the
if-
only country we supply? Because I mean, they
Well,
all
but
supply
that's what
each
I'm
other.
saying.
But it's a major one.
They're nefariously moving them to who knows where. So we're obviously supplying all kinds of people with weapons,
My
and
God.
yeah, and
We're
so
the number one weapons manufacturer in the world.
Yeah, we are. We're
Yeah.
sure.
That's the one.
So-
We're number one at something.
We're
so
on
it
that
irritates
axis,
me
baby.
more and more.
Hey, wait a minute. Whoa, slow your roll there, my friend. We're
Oh.
also the place that imprisons people the most.
Yeah,
Everybody.
yeah. We don't like bad
number
guys.
one in imprisonment and
say
war
it.
machine.
Yeah, we're evil
We're-
murderers.
We
We're
have
doing
so much
great.
freedom.
Yeah, land of the free.
makes
y'all.
me-
Freedom.
Yeah, land of the free. The irony there. God.
Just makes me so upset when people keep making lists of Biden's accomplishments and being like, he is kicking ass, and I'm like, that one thing with the
no.
weapons is enough for me to be like, fuck them
For a
all.
little
Like I
nah,
can't.
that's a terrible way
Okay.
to look at it.
Well-
I say
Well, it is
No,
when
but-
there's
with the
Project
utmost love.
2025
But-
breathing down our neck. We're so
Okay.
fucked. Sorry.
Hold on. You guys are talking
Fair.
about the immediate. I'm talking about this is
Long-term.
not what we should be focused on overall. Yes, immediately, you're right. We have to stay the course. We have to make certain decisions immediately, right?
That are horrible. Hmm.
Go back the last 6 presidents or just 6 presidential elections. Who proposed a theory of change in their candidacy on the campaign trail? Then tell me how it was enacted when they were in office. And then tell me if it was or wasn't undone by the next guy, right? You see what I'm saying?
Every
It's like
time. Hmm.
it's like we're talking about immediate decisions that need to be made, but the overall results are never there. And any president, because I remember Trump saying, of course I sold that stuff to Israel. We're making money. Come on, it's a deal. It's a great deal. We're making lots of money. And I'm like, people love that.
Who's
But where's
we,
that go?
motherfucker?
Where's that money go?
I do think
I don't know. It
when
irritates
we-
the
when
shit
we-
out of me.
when we talk what's wrong with America and we leap to the presidency, I think we're falling for the scam. I think
Yeah.
I think beginning if you're going to go with politics, if you want genuine change that's going to last and actually get the thing that matters, legislation passed, House and Senate, those are where you focus, and to ensure that there is safeguards for people who are need protection from, I'm sorry, evil Republicans. You concentrate on the states and you make sure you've got a sane
this is-
governor.
This is my thing,
And
though, is that
Senate.
they want us to, and I apologize for interrupting. They want us to focus on the Super Bowl, right? They want us to be like,
Yes.
Right, the big
the
one.
2024, it's a president. Look at the primaries. We got debates. Man, there
We're
is
looking at the little
horrible
guys here.
stuff happening all the time everywhere. And so that's why I say, like, we're not, I would never defend Biden, but I'm going to vote for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Well,
Like David says.
meanwhile, we have to continue to hold everyone accountable. And
Yeah.
it's difficult to do when it comes to, like, you know, these guys are like with campaigns making billions of dollars, right? And they're like bragging about, look how much money we raised. Now we can be on TV, and then people will vote
Look
for
how
us without
corrupt we
knowing
are.
what we really stand for, right? And we have crony
Either.
capitalism, and it's
Well,
beautiful.
the whole
but
system.
but I think that's why we have to continue to remind everyone that this is not an accomplishment. This is not a win. Do you know what I mean?
Anyone
Like,
drafting a list of Biden's accomplishments probably has like a fucking rock in their brain. Like, these are just the dumbest fucking scumbags of all of time. Like, yeah,
It's
like,
not
it's the
that
fucking
simple, though.
2024 elections coming up. He's down in every poll. Let's talk about his accomplishments. And like, what's the accomplishment? The child tax credit that expired already? Like the fucking, what is that, Inflation Reduction Act that didn't even do anything whatsoever for inflation because it didn't target the corporations really at all. You know, like, it's like,
Well,
all of
he's
these motherfuckers,
Got
man,
a lot of negatives.
it's just, I hate the Biden bros. I hate them.
yeah, I saw a guy defending Bill Clinton today.
Oh.
It was
No.
some tweet.
The
No, but he
goddamn
said
bros.
he said, "Hey, when the Epstein flight logs come out, you should know that it's just a bunch of like court documents. So his name's going to be in there a lot because he was trying to get him to not bring his name up. So his
Oh,
name's going to be in there a lot. That doesn't mean he was on the plane. It's like we already know he was on the plane, man.
He was
He's
definitely
got
on
that
the plane.
weird, Epstein had that
Maxwell
weird
was
I thought I
at
saw the
Chelsea's
list.
wedding.
I thought I saw a list.
No, they're going to put the
somewhere on
whole
Twitter.
list out. They're going to
You
put the
think?
whole thing out except for 3 names. I don't think they've done it yet.
They were
they
redacted.
just
I
did
saw it on Twitter,
tonight.
Oh,
and
they
there
did.
was
Oh,
there
okay.
were names redacted, and
Redacted?
yeah, and I was looking up a couple of them, and they were like board members of things in New York, and at least if this is an accurate list, you know, that's just out of curiosity. It popped up, and it's not like my focus. I would
Quick
never
quiz.
talk about it.
What is for Sandy, for Adrienne, anybody? How did Epstein make his billions? Anybody know?
I thought it was banking, and that he was kind of like a bag
Was
man.
he a hedge
sort of.
fund? Hedge fund manager?
Hedge fund.
It's unclear to the world.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. So that says it. Yeah.
Trick
right.
question.
So we
Yeah.
got
He's
his
a pimp.
millions or
He's a
billions
pimp.
from other people who wanted like some guy to set up pedophile island for them. So they just funneled a bunch of money into his
We'll
pocket so
find
they could
out.
set up
But he
pedophile
was-
island, and then they can
was he-
fly them all out there to go
Goodbye
fuck a bunch of kids
monetization.
because they're a bunch of fucked up freaks.
All true.
True. It's true.
We'll find out.
Was he technically a hedge fund manager, though? A financier? Oh, check this out. Here are his professions: financier, teacher, investor, philanthropist,
Oh.
criminal. Incredible.
And last of
That's
all,
awesome.
dead.
I love that they put criminal in there.
That's
not even- That's
fantastic.
not a profession. Is that a? I guess it's a profession.
Yes.
Yeah.
In
Yes!
The Sims,
Yeah,
it
sure.
is.
That makes sense. In The Sims. Yeah.
Yeah, I recently started playing it on my stream, and I was like, I did a poll of, like, which career should I pick, and criminal was one of the options. So
Please tell me you're like a classy cat burglar.
no, I actually, so my character, like, so criminal didn't win the poll.
Ah.
So and so yeah, somebody
What
said
kind of
they
chat room are you fostering over there?
apparently a wholesome one. I don't know. It's
what did you end up-
wholesome. It's cozy. So my Sim wanted to join the culinary career. Like, my Sim wanted to go wash dishes and wait tables, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And it's like, and they're depressed.
escape.
They cry all the time, and I'm like, this is too real.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be.
A game.
Great piece of escapism right here.
Oh my gosh. But then, like, I was like, I'm not making enough money, so I went into the healthcare industry, and I'm like, that's exactly what waitresses do.
Yeah.
So they stop waiting tables. They go to nursing school.
Yeah.
It's a pipeline. Swear to
They get
God.
real traumatized. They get divorced, and yeah.
Yeah. It's
Good
it's a life
simulator.
path. Hey, it's a life path.
You should
Somebody
write
in the
The
chat-
Sims.
Somebody in
Tell
the
'em they're
chat
accurate.
said, and I do like that we're changing the subject, but somebody in the chat said, so why do we vote for these people? And I think
Right,
that's
Ernie
worth
said it.
addressing. I think that
Oh, for sure.
here's my take.
Put the message
And
up
I'll
on
just come at
screen.
it from the different kinds of progressives that there are. There are progressives, and this is, again, I'm just oversimplifying everything tonight, but we don't have this kind of time. But like, there's progressives who are like, tear it down and start over. And then there's progressives like myself
work.
that are like, some of these things we can rework. And you can change from inside this system. We need a caucus. We need to vote for a certain party because that's where our guys are. We have people that we could get into who don't take corporate PAC money, who don't take funding from the same people that that are funding the Republicans, right? We could get the right people into office by keeping the main party in power. And so that's why you have to keep voting a certain way. That's how I look at it. How do you guys look at it?
Well, how long? I mean, I think it's a long struggle. I think we've been in this struggle, but we don't
We
have.
should find another way.
We don't
honestly.
have one person, but nobody's getting behind one alternative candidate. There's Marianne Williamson. There's RFK. There's
Claudia de la Cruz.
yeah. There's another guy now. There's some congressman they're trying to put up. There's not going to be debates on the left side because they've already anointed Joe Biden.
But like down the line, down the line.
Election
like,
cloud.
or-
I don't know.
I go back
yeah,
to
go
the
ahead.
education.
I think that your politics can't stop at voting.
No.
And I think that voting is just the bare minimum of civic engagement that you can do. And that if you aren't a person who is fighting for a revolution and you think that you can work to reform the systems, there are ways in which you need to be actually pushing for that, and actively doing the work on the ground, organizing in your community, setting up food banks, setting up mutual aid funds with your network of people. Even online you can do it, so there's so many things that you need to do as personal steps of activism that I think don't have anything to do with voting. And why we vote for these people, I mean, it's okay, do you want fascist light or fascist heavy? Those are your choices.
I have a slightly different view. I mean, I do agree generally with what you're saying. It's lesser of two evils argument, and it's not wrong given our current situation.
I just think they're both liberal, and I think liberals are fascists.
I
don't know if I agree either 100%, but
I think
that's
what we're
where
dealing
good
with
conversation comes
in the immediate, and the reason we still participate in the immediate is because there is an other side, and the other side wants terrible things to happen.
Yeah.
And us failing to compete means a guaranteed loss. Period. End of story, as Sam Cedar would say. We are not going to get, in the best case scenario this year, we are not going to get complete and total victory. We're not going to get the changes that we want accomplished this year. Won't happen.
I agree with that. The best we can do is hope for the status quo.
Not even that. Not hope. Not hope. No hope. Kill it. Drown it.
Hopium.
Hold it underwater to the bubble
We need
stop.
courage, not hope.
What we need to do is accept that we must win in 24, and then the work begins. Then the email campaigns begin. That's what, as you were, I'm full on with you when you said our duty does not end at the ballot box. That's how we begin.
There's an
That's
echo.
the first of many victories that are going to be required. So my answer to the question is, why do we keep participating? It's not that we need to participate less. It's not that that's the other option. It's we keep participating because that is the first step. Take a lesson from MAGA, of all people. Look at what happened to the Republican Party when they started, their constituents started making demands and being vocal. We should do the same thing, except not, be insane.
Yes, and they're all screaming, join school boards, run for school board, run for this, run
Yes.
for that. I mean, I've been an election inspector. I took the training. I did that before. I've done all kinds of things. It's just
Hell yes,
not
Sandy.
as easy. No, I'm tired. And then COVID came and I pretty much, I quit doing things I was doing. But it is refreshing, though, to hear Jake's attitude about things. Do I think in the big long run? I don't know. I feel like if that Project 2024 and we do become an evangelical stochastic terrorist state, I think it's all over for sure. I mean, they'll roll back every environmental regulation there have been. They will destroy the United States. They will develop every last bit. Pipelines through your yards. They don't care. It will be worse drilling than what Biden's doing, and Biden's drilling.
Yeah. I mean,
The neoliberals.
I have a
neoliberal
thing to chime in.
corporatists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so fundamental points from me. Americans are really fucking dumb. They're just dumb shit for brains cocksuckers. They're all fucking stupid, right? And so when you got someone like Trump in office, he's so fucking also really stupid that it's impossible to talk about anything that actually matters because everyone's focused on how fucking stupid Trump is. So you can't actually have a
lot
real
of them do.
conversation with anyone.
Spectacle.
Like when Trump was in office and I tried to having any conversation with anyone about anything who was like even Trump sympathetic, it would all turn into like, well, Trump and Trump. Like,
This is not Trump I'm talking
and it's
about.
easier to educate people when Biden's in office because Biden doesn't get in the news every day. Like people just ignore it. And so what we need is to educate people. And the first rule of order should be to we need to have like some left-wing education station or some shit. I don't know. Like rule number 1, everything you learned in school besides math is probably wrong. That none of it is real. And like rule number 2, like everything that you learn from the government besides math is probably wrong, right? And you need to create like when you go to school, like they teach you rules and like mnemonics and like lessons and like how to remember things. We need to do that on the left because like the way I see it, school is a far right-wing indoctrination pipeline. People learn incorrect things and they learn how to think incorrectly from going to schools. And then they just go out in the world, and most people don't read books. Most people don't watch documentaries. They don't read the news. Like, if you look at polls, I think, like, most, it's like college graduates and high school graduates are, like, the least likely to read books. Like, people that drop out of school, like myself, are more likely to read books than people that graduate from school. That's a problem. Why doesn't anyone read? Why don't people like learning things? We need to make learning cool. That's number 1, education. Because until we have an educated populace, we're still going to be voting for dummies. The people on the ballots are only there because dummies put them there. We have to educate the dummies. So
Okay, but how? You're saying that
I-
don't
We can do it
trust
like
the public school system, and yet the private school system is all run by.
well, yeah, that's also
Look.
really garbage. That's what the
Yeah.
internet is for. We got to teach people through our experiences, how, like, for example, Sandy, not trying to be rude, but you're older than us and we
Of
can learn
course.
things from you based on your history and how you understand things, right? So it's like we need to have that oral history between people because school doesn't give it. And, parents, most parents are fucking stupid as well. They don't teach their kids anything that's worth a damn. They'll teach their kid how to balance a fucking checkbook like it's 1987. Like, what the fuck? And that's a best case scenario, right? So we need to make,
Funny.
parallel education systems. And also we need to make learning cool. Like, you got to put your hat on backwards, stick the hair out of the little thing, and you got to, ride your skateboard
Yeah, there
and,
you go.
go door to door telling people how
Learning is
cool
cool.
reading is.
How do
Learning
you
is
do,
You know-
fellow kids?
Yeah.
What I can't stand is the way, like the right will just make shit up, right? Like, oh, they're all godless commies and pedophiles. But then, like,
Yeah.
the left will just
Insane.
make stuff up too. Like, this is why the lefts want to. This is why progressives want to ruin everything. stuff like that, like establishment Democrats
heard
and
it.
Oh,
neoliberals will do
That
that
have to always
constantly.
put down Bernie.
And so it's like you can't hardly hold anybody accountable when everyone does it. So what I say, along with what Andrea was getting to, if it's a point of education, you first need to bring people into the room, the classroom. You know what I mean? You can't just start, here's the lesson, here's the curriculum for who?
Right.
No one's showing up to class. The bell rang. The room is empty. So I say what you do is you start to look at the various ideologies, the spectrum. I'm forgetting. I'm
Right, I
spacing
get
the
it.
name. Political typologies, right? Like you start to look at like how far left are you? How centrist are you? Doesn't fucking matter. I have radical ideas. Jake is gonna rein those in a little. Okay. The point is, same team. Okay, exact same team. We are gonna compromise and figure it out. It's not gonna be like perfect, but it's gonna be better. And it's not going to be better for now. It's going to be better. It's going to be like an actual change, an actual theory of change. So what I say you do is you start to find ways, like somebody's being nasty to you for being progressive or whatever, or wanting a more socialist way of government. I would say teach them,
Teach them.
bring them. That's why I say bring people left and then bring them further left. Like this is the goal. You're not going to, if it's fine, cancel whoever the fuck you want. I don't care. Cancel people. Go ahead. But if somebody's just, a popular political on Twitter, that's not really who I'm talking about. I'm talking about people in your lives, your local government, and all the way up the chain, the political chain, right? I'm talking about finding people who are right now saying Biden is a great guy. I have a lot of questions for you about that.
Yeah.
And
I
somebody
love
was
just asking people questions. That's one of the best ways to like just get at who they are as a person.
Sure.
somebody
It
was in
Let's all
in my
toss
comments.
a bunch at Adrienne then.
Yeah, well, somebody was in my comments saying,
Like that.
what they say? They said people didn't start talking nasty about Biden until he ran for president. They didn't start bringing up like things that he did in his past as a politician until he ran for president. And I was like,
Oh,
the
no, we
Clarence
did.
Thomas hearings?
Yeah.
What are you talking
Uh-huh.
about?
He was hideous.
Like, and if I'm not mistaken, Clarence Thomas is a pretty big problem right now, right? And the way
I
he
did
treated
not want
Anita
Biden
Hill.
to run.
Yeah, anyway,
And
there's a lot
even
of
if
things.
the premise
Triangle.
were true, what would be the point? Like
This is what I'm
nobody
saying,
started
so-
talking bad about my neighbor until he was running for mayor. Well, it was irrelevant before. What?
Exactly. Why would you need to focus on it at a national level until you're running for a major office? Yeah,
Well,
that's
because
such
people
a
are
flawed
fucking
argument.
stupid and they don't know how to talk about something meaningful, so they come up with these weird, like, unfalsifiable hypotheses about why things are, and you can't say, well, this is why, and then you get stuck in a loop of going like, well, why didn't anyone do this? And like, what the fuck, it's like people just they cling to these fake and like vague notions of like what discourse and communication are instead of actually coming up with real things to talk about.
Ask them, ask that person,
Like flat earthers?
right? If you want to, if somebody's defending Biden, just say, who'd you vote? I don't need to know who you voted for, but did you vote in the primaries last time? And just because if they didn't, what are we doing here? Right? Like you are just waiting to see who's presented to you instead of going out there and finding out they are going to fucking work for you. That's how you have to treat this. Not like they're your hero or your father figure, or we need a president who's going to look good on a coin one day. No. We're hiring the CEO who essentially who is now we're the boss, and nobody looks at it that way. And I think that's the big error, and there's a whole swath of people out there that vote according to who's presented to them instead of deciding who that
Right.
person's going to be. And so when
Well,
people say
We're not a
Bernie was
monarchy.
robbed, well, how many people were actually out there voting for him? Who had his back? Where's the weight?
Do you know who is going to excite me for president? Like the next time I genuinely care about a person and not a party in the presidential race, it's going to be when somebody is super jazzed at the idea of getting the presidential paycheck. That's $400,000 a year. That's like NFL money. Like not number one in the draft, but a solid lineman. I want to see somebody who's like, baby, if I get this job, if you guys give me this job, I'm going to do so good. First of all, I'm going to do so good. Second of all, I'm going to get an SUV. For sure, I'm going to get an SUV. Like, I want to see that level of excitement. Then I'll know I can trust him.
That's a good point.
Anybody's like, oh, I'm not doing it for the money. I want somebody who's like, 400,000, I will do whatever you want. What's the platform? Sure, that. Great.
I think.
Yeah, not
Professor
let them
Harvey
have
K-
stock and insider trading. Yeah, Harvey J.K.'s.
Well, insider trading, but also like their husbands and spouses work for the weapons manufacturers outright.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just.
Just give me a random
that-
sandwich shop owner. Not even owner, just a shift lead. Give me that
Can you
person. Make them
imagine?
president.
Eat
A
bruschetta.
you
life-changing
imagine if-
amount of money.
Can you imagine if we lived in a world where like a failed politician or a retired politician or someone who just left politics went to work for the news and the news outlet was like, what? Are you crazy? We would never let you work here. Get out of here. But instead, it's like
not
a
ours.
pipeline.
God, no, it isn't. It is a pipeline. Oh,
Adrian,
I'd love it if they went to work for the local news and not in like an impressive position, like an MMJ.
weatherman.
Like
yeah.
yeah.
The
Exactly.
weatherman.
Exactly. Biden needs to
Chris
retire
Christie.
and go be the weatherman.
Yes.
Biden
Yeah.
needs to retire and go home and enjoy his life.
Well, if he
Along with
wants
all the
something
rest
to
of them.
do,
Oh my
he
god.
can
you,
be a
Jack.
weatherman.
I'm sorry.
Based on my
I've-
bones, it's gonna
Painful.
rain.
It's painful.
Exactly. That
Adrian.
would be adorable. I could get
I've-
behind that.
Next
I
up,
got
we've
two
got
questions.
Barry at a cat fashion show.
See?
Well, Mr. Whiskers is wearing a little
Well-
tuxedo. It's adorable.
They had
That's why I'm here
They-
on Wednesdays, Jake. That is why I'm here. To
they
laugh.
had it's Robert Menendez, or they call him Bob
Yes,
Menendez.
the
Yeah.
creep from New
I
York
think.
that is still in the
So?
Senate.
Did you see
Oh.
his daughter? His
Yeah.
daughter was doing
no.
the news,
Yeah.
and they had a breaking news come in about her dad being charged, and so
A
they had to
creep.
cut to or what's the guy's name? Mari Elbo. What's his name? The MSNBC guy that raps all the time.
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Oh,
Well,
Ari
anyway.
Melber. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
like,
They
this is
cut to
something
him
like
like
that,
an hour early
Like a
because he
movie
had
plot.
to do it.
We are watching
But
one
it's like-
movie.
Why is this politician's daughter sitting here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does
Well,
she have
why
any
did
other
what's her name? Bush,
qualifications?
Jenna Bush got on The View. They all seem to be able to find their way into somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. It's all
Awfully
bullshit.
small world. The world of the ruling class.
Yeah.
Awfully
Pipeline.
small world,
It
turns
is.
out.
I
The
have a
people
question
who
for
tell us
Adrian.
what is what and then
Shout out to
decide what the
Meghan
laws
McCain.
will be.
Yeah, Megan
Uh,
McCain.
Adrian,
Yes.
if you first, I have two questions. One, would you rather be a politician or a local news anchor?
Ooh. It's anchor.
You'll-
Bear that in mind.
Yeah.
You're kind of a big deal.
Okay,
There
maybe
is
my
a correct
second
answer.
question.
Choose wisely.
Maybe my second question would help. My follow up.
What's the follow up?
Would you want to be? Morning or evening news?
That's so easy.
Oh, really? Well, you
Yes.
were
Not-
in
not-
the industry.
I want to see what she says. I don't want to spoil this.
Okay, so if we're going the like, okay, where can you make the most change? I'm gonna say politician.
Okay, like where in government then? School board, president.
City council, maybe. You know,
Yeah.
nothing
Cool.
really more than that. Maybe like state representative, like,
Okay,
you know, but like
how-
that would
how-
be it.
That would be right.
But
So
if
how
I
about
want
this?
the easy job, I would take the night anchor.
okay. Thank you. So
That's a
you
good answer.
you run for your political aspirations. You
Mhm.
achieve it. You get it, As soon as you quit, you go, now I'm going to go do the news. Does that make any sense
Right.
at
I
all?
mean,
What's the
Unless
experience?
you are motivated by the fact that you had all this insider knowledge and you know what I mean? Like, what makes Chris
See-
Christie suitable to be a pundit? What makes, I forget
Because
her name.
he's the
with
only
George
articulate
Bush's-
one that makes any
being a
sense.
pundit isn't, you don't, there's no credentials
That's
are
not
needed.
news.
Exactly.
Right.
And being a
So-
news anchor, you just have to like
Yeah.
look nice and read. You know? And
But
I'm like, I can
does
do
it
one of
make-
those things.
I'm trying to paint this abstract picture of somebody who goes from
I have a
any
story about
political office to, evening
Oh,
news
not
anchor.
that.
Like it just
that.
seems
I have a story about a
very-
guy that is
So sorry,
now the
David.
supervisor of that town that you looked at, Cheektowaga, where you brought up on the surveillance on cops.
where
Brian
the
was a huge
Buffalonians
Bernie,
from.
yeah, but Brian was a big Bernie supporter, and so he's done this whole local movement thing. He's doing it, and he is now the Cheektowaga town supervisor. So maybe he'll be able to do something about the idiots that stop people like me and reverse profile them and search them and plant glass pipes on them. So, but he did it, so he's doing it. He's an exact success, and it's awesome. So that is one good thing we can say. He was huge. We were back then at all these meetings together, and it was good. He's done it. So if he could do it, a lot of people could do this. That
Gotta
do
say,
like we do.
there's a fundamental difference between national news and local news, even though it's
Oh, yeah.
the same job of like anchor and what have you. Fundamentally huge difference. The people who
but
work
they're
at your
just chasing the money, the salary, right?
not at all. Well, if you're an anchor, maybe, but like when
If
you're an
you
anchor at
gave
the
a
local
shit-
news,
If a politician left office and he gave a damn, he would be an evening news anchor. That's what I think.
I don't.
Well,
I
my
guess
friend
I just don't
wouldn't, and I
follow
went
the,
right
the
off the-
logic. It'd
I
be
There's
would-
no logic.
fascinating.
That's why I say I'm trying to paint this abstract picture of like all these politicians go straight to like cable news. Like who's the former speechwriter for George W. Bush?
But that's what I'm saying.
has
They,
her-
they go to cable
like-
news. They go
That's
to
what I
do
mean.
nothing jobs, basically.
Yeah, like because they don't care.
what
It's
makes
just
them
fame
qualified?
and spotlight and salary, and if they cared, they would do like
Right.
on the street
Actual
journalism
journalism.
and reporting and be like, you know what I mean? Go work for a newspaper. I don't know. That's why I just
Yeah.
use evening news anchor.
That's
see
why
what I'm saying?
that's why my answer was like, well, one, if you want to affect change and your only options are politician or anchor, I'm like, the way to affect change would be a local politician. But after that, if you wanted to keep affecting change, you could be a journalist.
Totally.
You know, you could be you could be an activist. You know, you can do these things. It's a struggle. It's very hard. I'm not going to lie and say it's easy to be an activist or to be a journalist or to run for office. All of these things are very difficult to do, but it's possible.
I just think
You
it would
can
be
do it.
funny if politicians
very
instead of
wise,
cable
by the way.
went to network television. I think that'd be awesome. If all these
I gotta
political
say-
Adrian's
people,
got a great voice. Jake's
that'd be
got a
so
great,
great.
voice.
You were very
Smart.
wise to go with the evening as opposed to
Oh.
morning.
Yeah,
Those
why?
shows are
Why
so
though? What do you
long.
know?
Because well, okay, my
Just it's the
reasoning is
hours.
this yeah, the shows are ridiculously long. And you have to be there at like 3 a.m. for like hair
Yeah.
and makeup. And then you don't get out until like noon.
It's not like
Sorry.
you're gonna like
10 o'clock news,
9
it's like you're
o'clock-
there from like 7 to like 10 and you're done.
Yeah.
You're hired. We can't.
Like that
wait.
makes so much more sense. Plus
And, like-
the stories, I'm sorry. I don't want to deal with like I don't want to talk about fashion. I don't want to talk about, like your
Yeah,
local
that's-
gardening, tips for like no, I'm sorry.
do.
Like well, you could have the morning show.
And there's like no chance that you're gonna get interrupted by a
coffee
football
talk.
game. And yeah,
Coffee talk.
I'm just looking to do as little work as possible. So like, set me up when I inevitably kill an evening anchor and take their identity. Set me up with anything that can get interrupted by a football game or the Olympics or little mini vacations like that.
It's an interesting
didn't have
to
thing
be
I
on
hadn't
here,
thought
so-
of.
I want to be there for people in the morning. I think the listeners
I'm
and the
a
viewers.
morning
Something
I want
nice
him
to
to be
wake
like,
up to.
I can't get going unless Matt's on my TV.
Yeah.
That's why I
Morning is where
stream
you make
early
the best
morning.
change, like
I stream
yeah,
early
imagine being the
mornings.
morning news person on some channel for like 40 years, like you can make a lot of seeds in the brain with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna rush home from work to see Matt
Oh, stop.
They do though.
in the evening.
Yeah, wait, that happens. That literally happens.
I'm like they're here.
People have been home for a while.
I've rushed through my show to go see Matt. I've done that.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Sorry,
think it'd
gang.
be fun to do morning TV. That'd be fun.
Just once, we should all put on like a faux local news style stream where we're just like throwing at each other and
I'm in.
Okay, Jake. I'll
That
do
was
the.
so
I'll
good.
do the.
at April Fools.
I'll do the energy desk. I'll be the energy desk.
What's the energy desk?
Talk about environmental issues, energy. Green
oh,
energy.
yo,
wind
literally, yeah,
energy.
yeah.
I'll do the energy desk.
I love it.
I read all those stupid publications. Oh, if I told
So
you.
next
what I
up,
read. Andrea.
we've got somebody was parked too long in the handicap spot. Towed. So if you got a white sedan, that's on you, buddy. What do we got here?
That's like
Now,
my
Andrea,
news.
how long has a sedan been there?
Approximately 3.5 hours, and as we know, the limitation is 3. And we fought hard and we fought a lot. Well, I didn't fight anything. I'm just reading the paper here, but they fought long and hard for that extra 30 minutes, and they didn't come out to get the car, so impound. Another
gonna cut
news:
to Adrienne
a local
and the
dog
impound lot,
shelter has some huskies. So if you like
Ooh,
huskies,
good story.
go if you like huskies, go adopt a different dog because everyone else is going there for the huskies. You're probably not going to get there in time, but you should go anyway and get yourself a dog. Anyway, I'll see you in
Quick
15
note,
minutes.
all those
Have a good
huskies
one.
have
Commercial
canine
break.
aids, so buy them quick while they're here.
Oh my God.
I want to be the guy that's
Canine
like,
AIDS.
I don't know. I like the radio stuff where you're forced to always say, like, remember the Howard Stern movie where they make him say what time it is, like at a
Oh,
certain
yeah.
time, and he was like, it's not
Yes.
appropriate. So he's talking about how his grandmother passed away, and he goes, by the way, it's 1:23 in the afternoon, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
30
They
degrees
did the same thing
outside.
on Brockmire.
Yeah.
I'm saying that right. Like he always had to say the score. Yeah.
I would like to be the guy that you cut to, like the main anchors seem to be there to just keep throwing it back and forth. Is that right, Jake? Is that what they do?
I mean, basically.
Yeah,
That,
you're
for
the
the
news
record,
guy.
they are like, honestly, there's times when they're the best journalists of all, believe it or not. But like they're almost like in a restaurant, they would be the shift lead. They're the person who's there to smooth everything over. If they're working hard, things are going wrong, which means they've usually earned the spot. And they're also like when the producer f's up, or like when Adrienne was doing that thing where she's talking and no audio. That's when you go to the anchor and they're like, "This is when I earn my ridiculous paycheck." Well, we're gonna get right back to her in a few minutes. First up, Sandy with a quick 5-minute vamp on canine AIDS. Sandy, what's
Or-
going on? Yeah.
Or
Talking about
there's
canine
like
AIDS.
there's something tragic or national news, and everyone's like, "Not me," and they just go right to the main anchors. These are the people you
Oh,
can
yeah.
trust in those moments to be like, "Okay, something bad happened. Here it is." Right? Like they're very good at those moments because you're like, "Oh wow, you feel like a family member right now."
It's just like when
Walter
you have.
Cronkite.
Yeah, I
The
mean
old
they are.
ones.
I only know from a local level, but at the local level, they are the most like experienced person. So that's exactly what you would throw it to. Just like we need somebody who won't freak out. Oh, like I had my station get a bomb threat once, and we had to cancel the show
Damn.
to figure out. It wasn't like a bomb threat where it's like somebody just called us. It's like, oh, there's the package. Nobody move. And like the smoothest cat in the world was just like, ladies and gentlemen, it's Devin Skillian is the name. You can probably look up the clip, but he just was just like nothing was happening. There was possibly his doom in the other room waiting to go off, and he's just like, we've received a package at the station that the police are going to have a look at. That means we're going to be ending the show a little bit early today, but thank you so much for joining us. And he couldn't say we'll be here tomorrow because he didn't know that. So he's like, now we're going to cut to Martin. And then
The whole
turns out it was
town
nothing.
freaked out.
Who's Martin?
It's a
The next guy.
syndicated comedy show.
Oh shit! Oh, okay. Turn to Martin. You
It
pulled
was
that
just
out.
like, yeah, sometimes it's cool to watch them do their thing, baby.
Well, that's what you did. You are a news guy.
Not
But
me.
that's what-
I was never that
All right,
guy.
But you're working on that with your channel on presenting
Yeah.
news and stories, and you're growing and changing and talking about how the process is going. I watch you.
Well, by growing and changing, if you just mean getting drunker, yeah.
No, silly. I watched.
I don't
you
know,
last night.
Adrienne, Sandy. I'm gonna give this to everybody. What do you think is the best way your streaming has improved over the last year?
I only started streaming 5 months ago.
Well, hell, there you go. It exists.
So it went from 0 to what it is. So, yeah.
But I mean, 5 months is enough time to have an improvement.
Yeah, no,
Where-
it started
where
as
you
like a dancing GIF on a blank image. Like I had like the gender or the queer pride flag and like this emote. And I just played music and chatted along with people until I like learned more, and then I was like, "Oh wait, here's how you activate my camera." Like I didn't even have a microphone for like the first 2 weeks, so they were like, "Does she have a mic?" It's like, "Nope."
I think
So you were-
a lot
oh,
of
wow,
us
man.
have humble beginnings like that. Good
Yeah,
for you.
so it was
You have
very
a proper setup
quaint.
now too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a very quaint stream, and then up until like 2 weeks ago, I was on this like about a week ago, I was on this like really old laptop that was not qualified for the job.
Oof.
So it has definitely
I feel that.
steadily improved, like day to day almost.
Good on you then, man. I'm not going to be able to top that. I switched microphones.
What's the opposite of improved?
Deteriorated.
Yeah, I think
Oh
that's it.
shit!
Sorry.
No, Andrea, you have prioritized.
That's a good way to
You
look
gotta
at
put
it.
you gotta put yourself before your format or your platform. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I think
Yeah.
if you don't do that, your quality suffers, and then what's it worth? What's the content worth? You know. So I think like those weekly videos you do are outstanding. I wish it was every day like it
Yeah.
used to be.
Yeah, I know.
I learned this with great artists and writers in comics. Do not rush them. Okay? If you like what they do, let them breathe. Good Lord. Right? So I think that was a smart move.
You know, it is really,
really well
smart now that I think about it.
It is.
Pretty smart move. If I don't
Take it
say
from-
so myself.
Take it from this guy.
I don't know. What about you, Matt?
How has my stream improved?
Or what's an improvement that's occurred that you're satisfied with or you're enjoying?
Just in the last year, I mean, I've only been conducting interviews since February of 2023.
That's
I have,
almost the full year.
yeah.
Adrienne did one and she has 5 months. Come on now, you got to have something.
Oh, besides the interviews?
Besides his
No, I mean
amazing stream.
a way that it's improved in your opinion. What do you think has gotten better about your product?
That's a good question because the way I do it is I have very, my method has always been continue to try your best and it will naturally get better. Because I was in an industry for a long time where I was like, they just want us to outdo our last performance. They want this season to be better than last season.
Which encourages you to only get incrementally better.
Yeah, we cannot set out to blow ourselves away. So what we have to do is continue to try to do our jobs as good as they can be done, which should be the goal anyway. And the results will naturally be improved. So I think that I've become pretty consistent with the way I think I've become pretty consistent.
Yeah.
It's a huge improvement. I think that's a big improvement. I think people need to know when and what and how. And if you start shifting that around, for me, it doesn't work. I mean, anybody can do whatever they want. But for me, consistency is the key. And I think that if I keep trying every day to do it as good as possible and I'm consistent, it will only improve. So I think, I don't know, consistency is probably like a good way to measure results.
I dig it. What about you, Sandy?
I try to be consistent. It's not always easy. I have been doing this for 7 years. So inconsistency, but actually I'd say born out of inconsistency has come the ability to make better videos and presentations. So
Yeah.
I guess, and good information and bring in
I agree.
interesting people. So
I think your videos in particular have gotten a lot snappier in the last couple of months.
yeah,
I dig 'em.
Snappy. Okay. I got a lot of work to do. It's always a learning experience. Adrienne, you're right there. But you'll probably learn faster than me. It took me a long time to get to any kind of technological. It used to just be open the iPad, look in there, and just talk right into it with terrible internet and horrible quality guest video. It was just horrible.
But it
And you
was
go back-
there.
It was
But
there. Yes,
but
it was
then
there.
that's the important part, is that you did it and you made the content, whether it was like poor quality.
Right.
That has nothing to do with the actual quality.
And I used to interview politicians all the time, progressive politicians that were running everywhere. Everywhere. That's how I started before I was interviewing scientists and the like. I interviewed progressives. I
Very
have a whole
cool.
cadre of stuff. Yeah.
I got to get back to interviews, man. I took a
good.
brief break at the beginning of last year that lasted for the entirety of the year.
Okay, I'll come on.
Happens.
I'll come on.
Ah!
Good.
Jeez, no problem.
All right.
You want to do an interview, Jake? Let's do it.
I should just like interview you guys and give like the worst questions, like the
Do it.
most
I would love
irrelevant.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Andrea, so you're a big fan of the video games, right?
Oh yeah, video games. I love them.
Cool.
Next
You
question.
play any Japanese dating sims?
Many.
Oh,
I can give
great.
you a top 25 list right now.
Go for it.
These are good questions.
Called my bluff. I don't have anything else. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to bomb that. You double called my bluff. Well done.
Yeah, well, you won the end of it, so.
All right, guys, I'm going to
Hey,
be the
listen.
first one to
We both
pop out.
lost.
I'm
Yeah.
tired.
It's been
I
been
love
over
you
an hour.
guys. And I'm
anybody
interviewing
needs
The
to
some
clock
leave.
today. Can you imagine?
If you need to leave, it's totally
I am,
acceptable.
but guys that are in my chat, because there's 29 still in the chat watching, I'm leaving. Adrienne's still there, Andrea's still there, Jake is still there, and Matt is still there. I'm going to leave first. Good night, everyone. I have an interview to conduct tomorrow, and
Thanks,
it'll go
Andy.
up on Friday night. Thank
It's
you,
nice
Matt.
to meet you.
Yeah, it was. You're adorable. I think
Aw,
I'm going to watch your show and get to know you, because maybe you could teach me how to live stream on Twitch.
Yeah, I'd be glad to help.
Yeah,
I'd be glad
that would
to help.
be kind of fun to learn that one. I and not just restream on it, but learn how to actually use the platform. So,
Yeah.
Andrea, I love you. Mwah. She knows.
Have a good sleep, Sandy.
She knows goddamn well I love her. All right, bye.
Bye.
See you
buddy.
guys. Bye.
ya.
Saturday, Friday night. All right.
See you Friday. I like her. Oh, man. I want this year
Um,
to be weird. I don't want it to be like it's
Oh,
going to be
it
either
will be.
glorious or terrifying, but no matter what, I want to make sure it's super weird.
I can help with making things weird.
Yeah,
Cool.
it will be, right?
It's pretty weird.
It's gonna be weird.
Aren't they
Guarantee.
always?
Jump scare.
I do feel
No,
like
no.
Sorry, I told you in advance.
every time. Every time. Well, good. That makes me look forward to the rest of it. I just moved for context, but I might have to move again. Has my internet been dropping this entire time?
No.
No.
No,
Oh, good. Good. All right.
that's
When
When you
Yeah.
say move, are you planning to like move somewhere like long distance or just like across the street or
Just
something?
like different apartments. That I
Okay.
went from I realize as I'm saying this it's boring. I just went to an apartment that is like deep in a building as opposed to a standalone place, and you just can't get internet to it, and that's my profession, so I should probably take care of that. There's not an
Yeah.
entertaining story there.
I just moved, and when we entered the region, I completely lost cell service, and I haven't gotten it back.
That's
So,
not a
like,
good.
No, and the messed up part is my sibling and my mom are on the same like network, and they have service, and I don't. So yeah, we
It's a
gotta.
conspiracy.
Clean your SIM card? I don't know. That's crazy. That is wild.
I have no idea.
I thought Adrian already played the SIM card earlier.
Oh snap!
You know what? These are mostly
It's a
reserved.
dad
for Matt,
joke
but,
from Andrea.
Well done.
I was learning about this unique way that this is true. This unique way that billboards communicate with one another through sign language.
Adrian, you should know that I hate Matt now. We are at a tiff for that joke.
I'm really trying to keep it together.
good.
That's damn. Sign language.
Sign language
Yeah. Because they're
by
billboards.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Billboards. Sign language.
Kind of works. Oh, gang.
I'm thinking now it's probably
love these.
inappropriate of a joke, but
Marginally.
yeah, I was like, hey, wait a minute. It's not even
No.
funny.
As the only one who didn't laugh, I have to say, I'm disappointed in you.
Look at how I'm
Sign
growing in
language,
real
it's
time.
It's literally because
I'm
however
growing
they
in real time.
communicate is going to be a language of signs.
Who's they?
The deaf.
The deaf?
Oh no,
Yeah,
the billboards.
That's ableist. That's fucked up. How dare you?
Yeah, it's not as good as when I try to be not ableist though. I tried to learn sign once because I had a customer at my sandwich shop who was deaf, and I was like, I'll learn how to ask if she wants mayonnaise, mustard, or hot peppers on her sandwich because that's the only question I have at my stage of the assembly.
The
And I was gonna
answer
do
is
that.
all of them.
And she she gave exactly the look you've got right now is how she looked at me for a while. And then I wrote down on a piece of paper, did I just do sign language? And she wrote down, no.
See, I don't understand sign language. Like, we got pen. and
Apparently I don't
paper.
either.
What's going on here?
Should we do super
Gotta
chats?
take the heat off of the
We have
other
a few.
ableists. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, and I would like to once again point out that I am demonstrating in real time my willingness to change and grow. Okay? I even called
yeah,
myself
that's
out,
only because we're
and
on
I'm
a
not
live
gonna make
stream.
that billboard joke
If this
again.
weren't live, you would be like, "Oh man, those fucking deafies." Is there like a slur for deaf people? I
Deafies?
don't know. I think I just
I don't
created
know.
one. They can't hear it anyway.
Jeez.
Jeez. The I was literally just reading about the guy who created lifesavers. He did well. They said he made a mint.
I prefer the fruity ones.
Eh.
They're not
You
supposed
need to
be
you
good,
need to bring
Jake.
up a known mint for that.
Certs, maybe. Certs. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Altoids.
Let's read those chats.
We got a
Get
few. Two of them are from one person. But he goes to different chats.
Oh, my man.
$5 from Donald James X. I just resubbed to Adrienne's Twitch. She has always been there since I started appearing in chats, and she is fun. Heard that.
Good man.
Stunning
John.
endorsement.
Very kind
I
words.
assume-
Thank you.
I assume that $5 is going to Adrienne,
like
not me. Donald James X again, and Andrea is
No,
pretty
I
cool
don't get
too,
super
I
chats.
Eh.
So
You
I
don't?
guess.
no, not yet. My channel's not monetized
Oh,
because
yeah,
I
you
stream on Twitch. So he subbed to my Twitch, which is like, well, we don't get the full amount, but
Okay.
it's a
I'll
50
send you
But
that
did he
$5.
sub during the discount that
We'll get
ended
your watch hours
yesterday? What is this motherfucker paying full price the day after the fucking 3-week discount? Come on, man.
It is not terribly difficult. It's not nothing, but it's not terribly difficult to get there on YouTube. We'll get you there, man.
Well, part of my problem
Infinite
is like
content.
go ahead. You gotta get
Oh
through
no,
these.
go.
No,
I
no,
was
We
just
don't
what's
have-
I was just gonna say that like I haven't figured out like how to do YouTube very well yet because what I do on Twitch I can't do on YouTube because of copyrights.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what
The main
exactly
thing is
do
just
you stream? Is it
don't
just like, you know,
monetize.
watching news commentary?
So you do like I intermix like news commentary, podcasts, music, different what am I looking for? Like video essays, about interesting topics. So we'll when we
You
discuss.
could probably like clip out segments. That would be
Mhm.
easier.
I just
One trick I do on OBS, I don't want to interrupt you,
No,
is
go ahead.
that you have the live and record, and you can use them in parallel at different times. So you can just have the stream live all the time, and it's like, oh, I'm thinking I want to make this a YouTube clip. Then you just hit the record button, you do your bullshit, and then you hit it again, and then you can upload it while you're streaming. Just just throwing it out.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I need to play around more with OBS because, like I said, I've been using Streamlabs for like this month pretty much, and then I'm probably gonna go back to OBS. But I'm like,
I've
let me just
never
come in and
used Streamlabs. I
steal some
remember when they
sources.
came out, I've always thought it was too sketchy. Like it's like they came out as like a donation thing because Twitch was all fucked with donations for a long time, and it's like, why am I giving these guys the processing fee? Like, can't you just do PayPal directly?
Yeah.
Oh,
Infinite content, $5. Get a surveillance system and have the recordings recorded off-site from your residence. We can never trust cops to act in good faith. That's true. Pitchfork Dragon, $5. So I want to send my condolences to Smash for her son, and from our group, Smashy. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Yesterday in a weird headspace. Love you, Smashy.
shout
I'm
out
sorry,
to Smashy.
That
Very
sucks.
kind.
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. Was that insensitive?
I'll tell you what happened. The year switched over. Sometimes that's enough.
It's
I
true.
mean, here we go again. There is a large part of the country at this time of year that is like, another year? Like some people think,
Christ.
you would think some people are like, I'm closer to my goal. But the way it feels in capitalism is I still have more to go before I reach my goal.
I
Like,
have the
I
same
think-
And then the
feeling,
goal is
but
just
like in a
do-
good way. Like I'm like, I still have so much more to go.
I did change my mindset as a good little corporate capitalist one time where I was like, I still have Saturday and Sunday. I'll get all this done. Crazy. I wasn't even required to work on Saturday and Sunday. But I was like, as long as I have Saturday and Sunday, I'll get all this done. It'll be fine. Oh, check it out.
It's dangerous.
This weekend, I'm recording a podcast for The Levers, Movies versus Capitalism. I interviewed the hosts on my show, and I had David Sirota on, and so I'm going on their show. And I picked a movie from their list, and we're going to talk about it. And it's my opportunity to talk at length if we'll see how the conversation goes. But I think there's a chance where it's like, why did you pick this movie? What does it mean to you? Right. And I'll be able to
what's the
talk
movie?
at length. Michael Clayton, George Clooney, Michael Clayton.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's a fixer. And I was
Yeah.
essentially a fixer for the company I worked for. And I didn't know what it was. And I saw the movie, which came out in 2008. And I took this job in 2007. And when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, that's what I do. I'm a bag man. Right. But anyway, so I'll get to talk about it at length. I'm really looking forward to it. The opportunity to just be like, this is what I was doing at this job. And I it's going to be fascinating, but it's all about, like, just in recent years, I've been more and more like every negative thing in our society can be traced back to the fact that we're capitalist.
Yeah. Truly.
Everything. And when people say, and it's messed up now because people will, what's it called? It's being reductive. I forget what they call it, but it's like when they say, if we were socialism, it would fix everything. No, you would still have bigotry and homophobia and racism. Oh, okay, so we're not capitalists, we're socialists, or we're communists. Yay, everything's fixed. Do we get people back in houses who are living on the street? Like, how does this work, you know? Yeah, I
housing
know.
First.
Like a lot of it would
the
be
platform
fixed,
of a
but
lot of people.
Yeah.
like there are things that happen. I think you can attribute it to capitalism, but the way now it's just out there, and getting rid of capitalism doesn't get rid of all these other problems.
It doesn't fix all the ills of society. No, of course not.
That's what I mean.
No magic
But
bullet.
it's
But
definitely, I think, the best option we have going forward.
agreed.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm so over it.
It's to abolish capitalism.
Oh my God, it is the worst.
More like, wait for it.
We're really waiting. Okay.
Capitalism.
I knew that was coming. I knew
Woo!
that was coming.
Leave it on a high note. Leave it on a high note. See everyone later.
Pretty good. That's what I thought the countdown was.
That would have been clever.
Yeah.
But I
Anyway,
liked
got off on
capitalism as well.
I got off on a capitalist tangent, and we're going on 2 hours.
Yeah.
Anything else anybody want to talk about?
No,
Check me
man.
out on Twitch.
Yeah. Let's plug our stuff. Check out Adrienne on Twitch.
Twitch.tv
Matt on
/Adrienne
YouTube.
Vixen. And
Yeah.
check out the Letterhack. Over on
me,
YouTube.
in your bushes if you turn around quick enough.
Scary.
Creepy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Backing it.
All right, gang.
Cool.
Thank you guys so
This
much
was
for
fun.
having me. I really
Yeah, it was
appreciate
good.
the chance to come on. This was a lovely experience.
Cool.
Yeah. No big deal. No big deal.
Oh, and,
It was
and
cool
the way it
throwing some
works,
shapes with you.
the way it works is you have to take yourself away. I don't take anybody away. You have to take yourself
Yeah,
away.
no,
but
I'll
definitely come back anytime. I mean, this has been really great. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I had a great time. And yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for the opportunity. And yeah, y'all have a lovely night. I'm going to bow
You
out.
as
Things
well,
are getting
my
a little
friend.
loud in my house. And yeah, we're going to wrap. So
Okay.
I'll take it easy.
Take it
All right.
easy, man.
Bye.
Bye, chat.
See ya. Yeah.
Oh,
was
good times.
Great evening. Great evening.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I have
itchiest skull on record. This I don't know. We're not off air yet. I don't know why I feel like I could do this, but I'm going to. Oh,
yeah. Do you want to hear the product I use? Because I lived in Colorado and
yes,
there is no
please.
drier
My skin
place.
is killing me.
It is so dry in Colorado. I use products from a company called Yes2. And
Yes2.
it's Yes to cucumbers, Yes to tomatoes, that kind of stuff. And there
Oh,
is
it's
a
clever.
calming like facial wipe with cucumber.
Ooh.
Oh my God. It just chills everything out. It's so
that
great.
sounds amazing right now.
They're fantastic.
It got incredibly dry here, and now I want to die.
This is what I do. I
not
mean,
fun.
I guess you're supposed to use it for removing makeup, but it's also just chills everything out. And it's like literally just putting cucumber on your face.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's
sounds like
great.
a delight. Anytime I see like
It's really
videos
good.
of spa days, that's what I want. So this sounds like a little mini at-home spa day. I would do that. All right, I'll look it up. It's what's the name again? The punny name? Say yes.
Yes.
Or yes to.
to.
Yes to.
Yeah.
All right, brother. I'll look
Yeah,
that
when
up.
when you open the package, there's a little sticker that says, "Get ready, people are going to start smiling at you." It's really funny.
That's charming. I like that. That's what I want from a thing.
That's as far as I get with the
beauty product.
yeah, it's as far as I get with the product.
I didn't
I
used
use
to
a
be
Henson Raid.
into like lotions or anything, and my sister once gave me like a I forget what occasion it was. My sister gave me a bunch, and now I can't get enough. Face mask, yes please. A moisturizer, absolutely. It's divine. It's lovely. Good
Do you
experience.
use Henson razors? What razor do you use?
Oh, I use like ladies' leg razors like that I bought at CVS a year ago in a giant sack.
Do you know the sponsor for the Majority Report, Henson Razors?
Yeah, I'm aware of them
Yeah,
at least.
it's I got one last year. It truly is the last razor you will ever need.
Oh, I believe it. When I get through my sack of Bics, I'll probably get a proper. I'll get something I can hand down to my kid one day, and then they'll be like, "Ew," and throw it out. That's what I'll get next. But for now,
Well, do it now while you can get a MR discount.
smart.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, man. I was gonna do something clever, but then I couldn't think
really?
of one.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's clever. Okay.
It was a blast
Should we say
hanging out with you.
goodnight? Yeah.
We should. I think the thing we should do is
Oh, good one. That's a good one. Okay, well, I have a show on Friday night. Tune in. I'm going to be previewing art for an artist, a comic book artist, Lawrence Campbell, who I'm going to be interviewing Monday. So if you want to learn about Lawrence Campbell, tune in Friday night right here at 10 p.m. and we'll take a look at some of his art. Trust me, it's amazing. You're going to love it. And then we talk to him on Monday. And then we have a call-in show on Wednesday. Yes. And then we're back here on Friday. And it goes on and on and on because we're on a wheel and we never get off. capitalism, more like crapitalism.